Good afternoon, Stampers. It's Debbie with Stamp It with Debbie, and I'm here today for Lunch and Learn using the stamp set Gather Together. Now, if you're joining me for the very first time, I'd like to say welcome to my Lunch and Learn. It's a pretty new session that I have during the day, and I hope that you'll come back. I'm doing these every day between 12 and 12:30, depending on my work schedule and what time my lunch falls. So today I'm using Gather Together. As I said, this is a set that carried over from last year, so you may or may not have seen it previously. And this is a nice stamp set because it's not just fall. It does have a wishing you well, so glad to have you in my life, and there are coordinating dies. I'm going to pull those out real quick just so you can see the dies that are in here. There are a couple leaves. There are also a couple pumpkins. So it makes it a really nice set for any time of the year. Today I'm going to be using this one. So I'll go ahead and put the others away. If you're following me on YouTube right now, if you would, click that button right in the lower right-hand corner that says subscribe. And then don't forget to hit the bell icon. That way you'll be notified every time I have a new video and you won't miss out on any projects. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator with Stampin' Up, so if you need any supplies, I would love to be your demonstrator. There is a link in the video comments that you can follow. In addition to this Gather Together stamp set, I'm also going to be using the plaid paper. And I just wanted to show you, it's fabulous. You can use this year-round. You can see that there are some that have a little bit of blues, some fall colors. This would be great for some Christmas cards. And then if you turn them over, look how beautiful those are. Valentine's Day. This one could be all occasion. Several of them are all occasion. So I'm going to be using that paper as well. And if you check it out right now online, it's called Plaid Tidings. The item number is 153527, just so you don't have to look it up if you're looking to order. That is one of our papers right now that is on sale for 15% off. So go ahead and put that in your cart and pick it up while it's still on sale through the end of the month. This is the card I want to show you, and I'm going to set the stamp set aside and the die cut so that I don't lose it. And you're going to need a piece of very vanilla cardstock. This one is cut at 8.5 by 5.5. I also have another piece that's cut at 4 by 5.25. I'm going to use this piece of designer paper. You can see I used a different one here, and I'm going to cut that real quick to 3 inches by 3 inches. That way you would be able to cut 4 of these cards from one piece of designer paper. Now I think that this card here, you could also put happy birthday for a fall birthday down here, or use the stamp set that says so glad to have you in my life, or wishing you well. So I have this piece cut to 3 by 3. We can go ahead and take our bone folder and fold this card piece right in half. And just make sure the edge is nice and secure there, burnished with the bone folder. That way the card doesn't pop open. Now I'm going to take this piece over to my Big Shot, and I'm just going to cut this out right here. Now if you don't want to do any cutting, you could use this stamp set here and stamp right on the front, and then go ahead and take some of your inks and color that in if you want to, some of your Stampin' Blends markers. I'm just going to cut it out because I want my plaid paper to show through, but I wanted to give you an option just in case you didn't feel like cutting it out. Give me a second here while I cut this out. The other thing that you can do is you could actually cut that leaf out with your plaid paper right here, and then stick the paper or the this plaid leaf cut out right on the front, but I'm not going to do that either. I want to put it behind so it kind of shows through. Now, I decided that I wanted to have a little bit of kind of dots and stuff on here, so I'm going to take this little dot here, and I'm going to take my crumb cake ink. And my crumb cake ink, I recently re-inked, so it's pretty dark, so I'm just going to stamp off. Let me put this up here so hopefully you can see that. And I'm just going to randomly stamp some dots. And then the other thing, oops, I'm going to do one more because I don't like how naked it looks over there. I'm going to actually, I think that this paper probably is Mary Merlot. Let's see if I can get this one to do it. I'm going to get a little bit of ink down here in the bottom, and I'm going to take my aqua painter and get a little bit of water in there. Now, I don't want to do this. Let's see if I can get a piece of scrap paper. Let me grab a piece of scrap paper because I don't want to do this over my whole work area and then end up with splatters everywhere. So I'm going to get a little piece of paper. I grabbed some ink on there, not too much water because it will make your splatter really wet, and then it'll just well up the paper. But you can see that I'm getting some of the Mary Merlot color on there. Now you could do some more if you want to. I've also seen people do this with their Stampin' Blends markers. I really don't like to do that with the tip of my markers because I'm afraid that it will smush the ends, but you can do that. You get the idea. So if you want more splatter, you can do that. And now I'm going to turn that piece over, and I'm just going to put some adhesive right here around the edges. And that one kind of went over the edge, so I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to take my piece of designer paper and just make sure that it's covering over the area that I cut out, and it is. And then I'm going to put this on top of here, but I want to put my words on first. And I'm going to use Season of Thanks. And again, I'm going to use the Mary Merlot ink. And then I'm going to grab my dimensionals because I want that popped up. And I'm going to put that right on the top of my card base over there. And again, if you want more splatter on the front of your card, like I said, you can use your marker, your Stampin' Blends marker. You can use your Stampin' Write marker. I have seen people actually, I'll kind of show you with the Stampin' Write marker. And this is my Rich Razzleberry. So now we're going to add one more color to the card, but that's okay. So I'm going to use my piercing tool. And I've seen people do like this. And I don't think it really hurts the Stampin' Blend marker, but I don't like to do it to my Stampin' Write marker. I'm sorry, my Stampin' Blend marker, because I feel like I want to keep those edges real crisp for coloring my images, so I don't do that with that. Now I'm going to take some of the linen thread and a glue dot. Let me move my piece of scrap paper again. And I'm just going to make a bow real quick. And I kind of want the tail a little short because I'm going to put it down here at the bottom. And I don't want it to hang off of my card. I'm going to roll my glue dot in half. That way there's not sticky hanging out from behind the ribbon and it won't stick and close my card together. So I'm going to put that right there. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these holiday rhinestone jewels. And I realize that I have ink on my piercing tool, so let me wipe that off real quick. And I liked these here on the end, and I'm not sure of the color, but they're kind of a burnt orange. You could also use these red ones. This might be Mango Melody. I'm not really sure. I liked the color of them. So I'm going to put a couple on here. And I think that's good. It offers a little bit of sparkle and shine, some glimmer. And like I said, if you want more of the splatter, go ahead and put more splatter. I liked the way this looked, and I like how it's very fallish, and it can be used for birthday, as I said, or really any occasion. So if you like this stamp set and you would like to order, go ahead and click my link. I would appreciate your order very much. If you're following me on YouTube, you can also come on over to Facebook and find me at facebook.com/stampitwithdebbie. I'll be live every day around the lunch hour, and if you click notifications, you'll get to know every time that I'm live doing another project. I hope that you liked this Lunch and Learn today. If you did, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Let me know if you would use this for a fall card or a thinking of you, or what you might use this card for. Thanks again, and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you again tomorrow.